Hi everybody, hope you're well. So this video was requested by Kristen Winslow, and this is a video on my favorite golden apple coats on Howrse. So I went through international and I went through UK and I looked for some of my favorite coats that I could remember. Now there's probably more and I've probably missed them. This is a coat that I've had on international for a really long time and I just love how it's drawn. I absolutely love the way that it's been done, and I love that it looks like it's done, you know, partially in pencil and then watercolor. And I just think it's such a beautiful, beautiful coat. I don't know if we can sort of see the creator details here. So the author doesn't exist anymore, but it's called Versus, and it's one of my favorite coats. Definitely on international. This is another coat that I really like. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's so bright, but I remember it was one of my favorite coats, like on international, like years and years and years ago. And I think I just loved the colorful playfulness of it, and that's the reason why I really like that coat. I don't know if this is also retired. The author still exists, and I'm not even going to try saying that because I'll not manage it, but it's one of my favorite coats as well. And this is another coat which I adore. It's just so pretty looking, and it's such a beautiful coat, because I find sometimes, I think whenever you draw grey horses that have gone to the point where they're snow white, you just don't get it coming out as well. And this is just still one of my favorites. I think it's a really pretty coat, and I don't know, it's retired as well, and the author no longer exists, but that's one of my favorites on international as well. This one is a more recent one compared to the first three, but it's still quite an old coat, and this is one I quite like just because of it's almost like water, and air, and a lot of movement in it, which is what I like about that one. And it's Fairy Dust, and Hokota created that one. And the next one is this one, and this is similar to another coat that I absolutely adore. I just love the fact that the tail is a peacock, and I really like the detail on the horse as well. This one is retired as well, so it's called White Peacock, and it's by Shadow 1305. And then this is one which I love because it's really metallic looking and just really demonic at the same time. And there's a lot of movement in it as well. This one is now retired as well. So it's called Metallized, and Dodolina created that one. This is another one here, and partially the reason I like this is so ghost-like. This one. That's one of the reasons I really like this one. It is still ongoing. I don't think it's retired, and it's by Wolf Bunny. It's called Forest Dweller. And then if we go on to UK, as you can see, I do like my coats on UK, that's for sure. So some of the ones I have in UK, this is a reasonably new one. It's a pony coat. No, it's a Pegasus coat. Sorry, not a pony coat. This is a Pegasus coat that I quite like. I like the colours in it for a start off, and I like the movement that's in the coat as well. It's retired now. And it's by Melmen 444. And it's called Liliana. And it's a coat I quite like. Now this is one of my favourite coats. It is stunning. Honestly, it's one of the most stunning things. I saw more artwork this particular creation, whoever created it, which I will check in a second because I've forgotten, and I looked at some of the other ways she'd drawn it at different angles, and I just was like blown away. It's just so detailed. You can't even really get all of the detail that's in there, but it's one of my all-time favorites, this one. It's just absolutely stunning, and I wish I could draw like that. And it is by Medi, and I can't say that. I could try, but I'd probably fail. And this one is one that I quite like, actually, just because it's so bold and bright, and it's just so in your face. That's part of the reason I really like this one. It's really Christmassy, actually, when you look at it. And it's one of the unicorn coats. Let me have a look. So it is, I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. I have actually seen that author a few times. That comes to mind. I have seen that author. This is Red Spring. And then this is a unicorn coat that I quite like. I quite like the sharp angles in it and the colours. I really like that tone of green as well, which is another reason that I really like it. And It's a winged unicorn coat, and this is by Bug HS, and it's the Poseidon's wing. And then this is another one that I'm quite fond of. There is a Pegasus version of it as well. It's one that I really, really like. And it is by Fabril, which is quite a well-known code author as well. I really like the Pegasus version of that one. It's one of my favourites as well. This one I really just like because it's so green and dramatic. That's one of the reasons I really like this particular Pegasus coat. And then the author is Ruiv, and I don't know how to say that name, so I'm sorry. This is a coat that I really like. You probably can't see it that well in this background, but it's just really dramatic, but at the same time almost subtle. And I just love the way it's been painted. It's just really beautiful to me, that one. And I love the pose. It's a very, you know, powerful looking horse as well. So that's a Pegasus coat there. And it was by Aka, and it's called Time Travel. So this is another coat that I really, really like. It is really, really green, as you can see, but it's a coat that I really like. It's got a lot of red on the edges as well, sort of just to define it a little bit. And it is by Nora, and I don't know how to say that. So the next one is this unicorn coat, and I really love this one because the colour itself is very dramatic. I love that shade of green. But also the tail and the mane almost turn into air, and that's what I like about that one. You're probably seeing a slight trend here with green coloured coats. I do like the colour green. This here is actually one of my favourite all-time coats, and the reason for it is it's just super dramatic. It's really dark in the skulls and everything, and I just love everything about this particular coat. It's a real big favourite of mine. And if you can see the details, it is by Dashchenka. I think I've said that right. But that is one of my all-time favourite coats right there. And finally, this is another one by Cla, which if anybody's on UK, they'd probably know her. This was a coat that I put input into because she was asking me what colours would go nice, and I was like, I'd love to see a black spotted blanket, please do that. So she did, and I'm very like happy she did because it's a coat that I really like. She is an artist I really respect because she was one of the first people to give me really good critique on a lot of my work and really point out stuff that I just wasn't noticing, and it really helped me improve big time. If I look at the work I did before taking her critique to after, I can see a huge difference. She was pointing out things I was never thinking of, and I could see why a lot of my coats weren't getting through because they just didn't have anything in them that was making them really, you know, stand out. So I'm very grateful to her because since then I've got 2 coats through. And yes, that's still like not a lot, but it's more than I was doing whenever they made the changes. You know, on international, you just submitted them. This was like years and years ago, and they got through so long as they followed the rules, whereas now they have the voting system, so it's much harder to get through. But no, this is a coat that I really like out of hers, and she has a lot through on UK, and you would probably get them, I think, on the other servers as well. So that is the black spotted blanket there. Anyway guys, thank you to Kristen Winslow for requesting the video. I hope you still love it. Bye!